Dang, that looks awesome. Oh my God, dude, that looks amazing.
Starting this video a little backwards. Here's the finished product. Corbeau 5-point harness, 3 inches wide. It's really sick. I've already driven it on the street and it's just really sick. I love it. And in the back, I have a Vetteworks shark bar. Here it is from the back. Dan Haggerty, you're the man. This is a really awesome piece. Has this support rod on both sides, super stiff, and is perfect. Exactly what this car needed. So now I'll rewind to yesterday for the unboxing and the install. I got my Corbeau harness belt. Whole drawstring bag kind of thing. Still cool. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. I think it's so weird that the seat belts or the harnesses expire. More. Ooh. Ooh. And some hardware. Nice. That is very satisfying. Neat. Oh good, we got instructions. Jeez, fancy. This looks like a bunch of hardware. Yeah. Wow. That's really pretty. Oh, I can't even fit them in the frame. I don't know what the word for these are, but it's like extra stabilizing. A sub belt mount. Ooh. Man, this is pretty. Ooh. Yes. This is sweet. Overkill for a street car? Probably. Wow. Well, it's time to take everything apart again. I gotta get this black cover off, and you just kind of pinch it from the bottom. It slides out, and I got a decent sized torque set on that. And it's just my luck. That's not gonna work for me. Well, it looks like I'm gonna be going to Harbor Freight. There we go. What is this, T50? Yeah, T50, oversized torque bit. Oh, I dropped it. Almost stripped it on this side, but I had to hammer the the bit on there, and now it's on. Oh, I'll deal with this later, but now I can put the bar up in there. Well, I feel like a big old dummy because now the supplied hardware is too big for the tools that I have. So back to Harbor Freight. Alright, I got what I needed from Harbor Freight, and I got spare nuts. I had to go to two different places to find the nuts for the harness. The way that I've been mocking up the belts, I was gonna need extra nuts, but we'll get to that later. Maybe it doesn't take fit. Oh my god, that was scary. Oh, got it backwards. That's better. Yeah. It's in there, but it's loose for now. So I can get that support rod to go from here to this bolt that's in this corner. Oh, missed. Alright, I just finished up switching the brackets, so now I think the rear is sitting a little bit lower. I'm gonna go put this back in the car, make sure the seating position is where I like it, and then start working on hooking up the harness. Alright, I got the seat where I like it, and changing the bracket up and fixing it so it's the right way ended up making it just a smidge lower. And I'm gonna have to switch the bracket, the little piece that came with the stabilizer bar thing. I'm gonna have to switch the passenger and driver side because it's interfering with all this extra stuff in the back. But now that I know that that seat is in a position where it's gonna be good, I'm gonna work on getting the lap belts mounted. I think I'm gonna put those here, and then the sub belt mount is also gonna go in the back. Corbeau recommends putting the sub belt like mount behind your back, and the one that I ordered sits up here, so I'm just gonna return that, hopefully, and then mount it like it should be. And then it looks like the way that the shoulder mounts will be pretty good. They recommend between 1 and 4 inches below your shoulder, so that's like, but no more than 45 degrees, and that looks like a pretty decent angle there. So just take the seat out for the millionth time and start working on this harness here. The lap belts are going to be super easy because you just yank on this and it tightens, and those are just pretty much a bolt and then tighten it down later. And I think I want to go probably right here with them. Yeah, try that. I think I'm going to do it right here, and can always change it later. I think I might just run into a little bit of interference with the that plate and stabilizer stuff over there. All right, I'm gonna get those tightened to where I think it's good, and then start on the sub belt. All right, after a lot of back and forth, finally got the sub belt mounted in a really good position, I think. If not, I can always adjust it later. But now that I have a good baseline, it'll be easier, and it's just bolted back here like Corbeau says. And let's see if I can get that, loop that around, close the loop so it won't be slipping around at all. So now it's ready to go in the car, and I can figure out what I want to do with the shoulder belts. Alright, so that's gonna work. Get the seatbelt out of the way. So I do have to mount the belt here. I need the space for the stabilizer bar to go. So right now the placement is looking all right. Now I just need to start tightening some bolts and figure out how I want that shoulder harness. So I've tightened down all the seat bolts, and now next thing is to figure out this stabilizer bar situation. I'm having to rush a lot of stuff because it's not looking too good for me. But was able to get this tightened down all the way, and these are pretty accessible in open areas, so that won't be too much of a big deal. And then whenever I get these tightened down, I'll be able to move the seat back and figure out where exactly it's going to be in relation to the bar. So I'm just going to tighten up all this stuff the rest of the way, and then twist these, and then it stiffens up this whole thing. Hopefully I can at least finish this part before it starts raining on me, but I'm just gonna twist these so it stiffens up. Other way. And same on the other side, and then these jam nuts come down, and that'll hold that really secure. So like even now, it's not even tight all the way, but it's still, I'm just shaking the camera, but it's still really tight. I can't tighten that down anymore. And those big bolts still need to get tightened the rest of the way now. That is some proper thunder, Jesus. Well, I'm gonna have to resume this tomorrow, but I need to figure out what's gonna be the deal with tightening that bar and still using the factory seat belt, because it was kind of like snagging a little bit. That'll probably be a simple solution. I just kind of getting rushed and frazzled because of the rain. Tomorrow, just got to figure out the shoulder harnesses and get this back in its position, and I'll be ready to roll. I did this off camera, but I just needed to find the sweet spot of where this is oriented so it doesn't snag anymore. And now it's good, because it's either like too far twisted that way, and then it like binds on itself for the things pushed the other way, and then the belt is like pinched between the bar and that buckle. But now it's good. And on the driver's side, I don't know how often I'll use it, but it's nice that it'll work whenever I do. So now I've got the bar tightened all the way down, and you can see how stiff it is now. That's pretty solid on there now. So I'm gonna push this seat back where it should go, and then I might change where the sub belt is, because there's that spot in the back, but there's also like a cross bar in the middle of the seat, which will probably make it easier to adjust, because I can't really get to that one. We'll see how much of a pain that is. But I'm just gonna push this seat back and then work on the shoulder harnesses finally. Alright, I think I got the seat back in the spot that I like it. I won't know until I really go driving around and get seat time, and if I don't like it, then it'll just be some minor adjustments of just loosening the belts or like relocating that sub belt to make it easier, but whatever. I'll deal with that in the future. I'm gonna try to figure out where I think the shoulder harnesses should fall, and then figure out how to loop them around. So for me, the belts are gonna lay so the logo is like right at the slot. It makes it pretty easy for me to figure out. I went ahead and did this just so I could learn for myself. I'll show the other side, but I found a really helpful post on Grassroots Motorsports. It's a little bit more helpful than this picture, and I am gonna end up moving the sub mount because it really shouldn't be that far back. It should be more like under my butt, but I'll deal with that in a second. but it does end up being pretty clean. Then I'll like roll everything up and probably like zip tie it to this bar or something. But let me get the other side on there now. Move this buckle between the harness bar and the seat. Say about there, and then go from the bottom around to the top side, and then feed it through the opposite direction. It's pretty close. Then on to the other side. That. And then you flip it around so that this one is covered, and you go under this one, and that'll lock the buckle in place. Yep. They're almost symmetrical. Might loosen this one just a hair. Not quite. That's it. Okay. Now they're symmetrical. Right here and here. Now I need to relocate the sub belt harness from that spot in the back to, it's gonna be hard to see. Well, there's a bar that's like right about here. So I'll just unbolt that and get it under the seat. Well, I can't get to the bolt back there to undo it because the nut just keeps spinning on the underside and I have no way to really grip it because it's so tight in there. So I'm just gonna pull the whole seat up again and then attach it to that bar right there. That'll probably be a better spot for it according to the other stuff I found. That was a lot of work. Okay, the seat is bolted down again. Hopefully that's the last time it's gonna come out today. I'm gonna put the cushions back in and slide it back into its spot and then work on that sub belt mount. I think the harness is good. It's sitting across my hips like it should, and everything's nice and tight. I mean, obviously I don't have it like suffocating me right now because I'm not on a track, but everything's good. I'll probably end up loosening the sub belt just a hair just to make it a little bit more comfortable, and then if I'm in a racing situation then I can tighten it really easily. I loosened the sub belt strap just a little bit because I probably do want kids one day. So I'm just gonna loop that strap around like I did right here to lock it, and then tighten down the hardware and then wrap those up. This is the perfect time to use my bajillion zip ties left over from doing the bumper. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to do this. I'm just gonna roll it up and zip tie it in place so it doesn't flap around. Beautiful. This looks sweet. I love that. Now I just need a nice Corbeau livery to go with my seat and harness. See how many times I can put Corbeau in this car. Yeah. There, that's a lot cleaner without all my stuff in the back. And, ouch. And I fixed that because it was bothering me, because it was kind of shooting off to the side, but it looks clean. That's a decent spot for a camera right there. And, yep, that's about it.